Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of the FoGcast. I'm your host, FoG. Thank you for spending your mornings here, taking a look at new mobile games. We usually try to hit something that's on Android or on iPhone, but today we're actually going to look at something that's on both, and it is the Fallout Pip-Boy Companion App. This is not necessarily a game. There is a game component to it, but it's definitely not a standalone game. This came out on Android yesterday, and I will put the links in the show notes so it's easy for you to find. It's completely free. It's just a companion to the actual Fallout 4 game that launches on the 10th. But there's also a version for iPhone, and that is coming out today. So it should actually be out this morning. And it's the exact same app, just works the exact same way. So let's jump in, take a quick look at it. I have it on my Android tablet right now. So we'll just go ahead and start up. You can see all the cool animations. I'm going to leave the background music running because there is no music to the app itself. So this is our Pip-Boy starting up. We have our massive 64K RAM. Thankfully, that's just a joke. I'm going to turn that music down just a hair. There are some different things that you can hear. So the first thing you notice right away is the connection setup. The nice thing about this one is PC is supported. If anybody in here watching has played the Metal Gear 5, is it? I guess it's 5. Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain. You'll notice that in Metal Gear, PC was not supported. PS4 and Xbox One was, but PC was not. So the nice thing is here, they've supported all three platforms that they have the actual game launching on. We could select either one of those. What it's going to do is do a check of the network and see where it can find your PC or whatever it is. Obviously, right now, none of that's going to work. The game's not out. I don't own it, or I don't have it. I pre-ordered it for a long time ago, but I don't have it with me now, so that's not going to work here today. But if we hit demo mode, they've given you a nice way to actually see what it's going to do, and you can kind of see that it's very cut off on the edges, and that's by design, because for the people that are fortunate enough to get the Pip-Boy little armband, Pip-Boy edition, there's actually a square screen. Now this tablet that I have would not fit in there. It fits up to iPhone 6 size. There are different sizes. I've heard that it can fit a 4S, a 5S, for the iPhones a 6, and then of course it can fit some of the Samsung S4s and S5s, I think. So they would square these off because that little screen on there is squared. You know, Pip-Boys were not, made in widescreen, so that's why it's squared off on the edges. But this will allow you to run your Pip-Boy from inside your externally from your game, so you don't have to go into your menu system. So you'll have your stats, it's going to show your Pip-Boy guy. You have your specials. Obviously you can see where they are. This is kind of nice because if you really want to take a perk or something like that in the game, sometimes it was like, oh, I got to back out, I got to find what that perk was. Oh yeah, now I can go ahead and choose that perk or that special, or that perk that offered something to the specials. Sorry. So then you also have your perks sitting there on their own, and then at the bottom, just to point that out, there is level 6. It shows your progression through there, your HP and your AP, which is nice. Always at the bottom. So our animal friend, you can hear there's like a little tiny bit of sound effects going on the Pip-Boy. Little one for that. All very like 8-bit design. Sniper. Just simple. So they only have a few. These are not all. This is not all representative of the perks in the game at all. So you have your inventory, your different weapons you can look at. You can see their damage ratings, how many weapons you have, or how much ammo you actually have on you. A large musket, a laser musket. Very cool. You could drop favorite sort. Let's go to Apparel. It shows kind of like you have, of course, if you remember seeing any of the trailers, if you did take a look at the Fallout 4 trailers, they talked about how far more progressed the armor would be and more customizable. It's taken into account here, right leg, left legs, chest plates, things like that. aid. So this is so you can carry, when you get too fat, when you're doing the fat walk, and that's by no means derogatory to anybody. Fat walk is just when you're overloaded with too much carry weight. You're talking like you have a carry weight of 220 pounds and you're trying to struggle with 400. Here's where you can get rid of all the junk that you don't need. And then, of course, it does say junk. So let's go with the junk one. Baseballs, all this crap that you just pick up. I don't know what you ever end up doing with it. Mods, and then ammo. Your different ammos that are all on their own. And it does, well, see, they don't have a weight in ammo again. That's what it's looking like to me. It's 0 for 486 pounds. I'm hoping that they're going to have a hardcore mode in Fallout 4. Let's see, data, you have quests, you have workshops, demo modes. Or sorry, in the demo mode you have quest workshops, but nothing's in there right now because obviously they don't want to give any of that away. Stats, tells you how many coins you found, junk collected, Sandman kills, paralyzing punches, robot hacks. I don't know if you just saw that. Like, it flickers as well, which is kind of cool. It adds to the realism of like what the Pip-Boy is. It'll like brighten and dim really fast. Like there's there's usage going on the device. Quest objectives, combat, how many people killed, 4-leaf recoveries, things like that. Food cooked. This is, I'm not going to go through each one 100% because obviously you can just go get this. This is available if you've got a smartphone, either an Android or an iPhone. You can get this today. It does have the map, which is nice. I wish you could pinch and zoom. You cannot right now. Maybe that'll be a future update. Lots of roads. Fairly decent sized map. I mean, remember, you're going to be walking most of this thing, so it may take some time. Got a nice little, that must be the Bay Area, what was that? The Tea Party, the Boston Tea Party. There we go. And then, of course, you do have a radio. There's no music. They probably couldn't license it separately, so it's going to have to be fed by the game. So you have Diamond City radio, you have Classic radio. These will be nice just to be able to change without having to mess around. Then you also have, on your left side, you have your connection set up. So this is where you can, reset up your game or get it hooked up. And then you also have holotape games. So there's actually a game here. So we snuck one in. So this is Atomic Command. This is like Missile Command, kind of reminds me of. I'm not sure if there's going to be more within there. I like that it shows like Seattle's Space Needle. I don't know if I'm supposed to shoot the plane. I don't think so. Oh. There we go. We saved everything. It has New Vegas down there. But something fun on the Pip-Boy, they had to give you something, because people would complain if you didn't. Oh, I missed it. Oh, the world may end now. Don't worry about anything except Space Needle. Oh, and I missed the Space Needle. Of course, you got to anticipate it, really. That's what mostly it is. Anticipating so the explosion catches the incoming missiles. There we go. Kind of do it a little bit ahead of time. Oh, that was too ahead of time. I don't know why I'm shooting at that. There's nothing for it to hit. There we go. So, very fun little side detractor, kind of thing, just to play around with. But overall, I mean, this looks really nice. This looks like really nice quality and thought put into this product, specifically to make it easier when you're playing the game, so you don't get out of so you don't break the sense of reality. When you're fighting. When you're fighting, there was always a thing like, oh, I can just switch this, and you just hit the pause button and all the brakes stop on Fallout. That was always the one thing that kind of pulls you out of the game experience. So now maybe you'll be able to mess with it. I'm not saying it's best to put it on your arm. It'll be cool if you have the Pip-Boy thing, but if you've got this sitting in front of you or next to the side, you can just quickly go in and see, okay, I gotta do that quest, or let me switch guns. I'm gonna make this real fast to the bat, boom, done. Much easier. Very nice design. I think the layout looks good. I mean, they're true to the Pip-Boy. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it is the Pip-Boy everybody's been wanting. I can't wait to see it on a phone that's smaller. We should probably do one for the iPhone version, which I will do. It's going to be a much smaller one we'll do that quickly and talk about that briefly. So that's about it for today. This is the Android version of the Fallout Pip-Boy Companion App. You can get this today in the Google Play Store. And Fallout 4 comes out on the 10th. Some of you, it's going to come out on the 9th if you pre-order digitally. But some folks have already gotten the whole thing. I've seen some on eBay. So hopefully you get what you wanted. You've got a nice free app that you can mess around with until then. But I will talk to everybody on the next video. If you do want to support, definitely give a like at the bottom. And if you do want to leave any comments, let me know what you think. Any kind of feedback on what you think of the companion app, put it there. I'd love to talk about it in future episodes. And also, if you really want to support it, hit that subscribe button. Make sure people know this is a channel worth checking out. And we will talk on the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great day.